Hey everyone, welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. This episode, we're going to check out a piece by the 3D artist known as Etherealm. This episode, we're going to talk about the energy of neon light, we're going to talk about the Vaporwave aesthetic, and we're also going to talk about the Dreamcore aesthetic. So let's jump right into it. So whenever you first see this work, we're met with what appears to be a mall or some type of plaza scene here. And there are quite a lot of elements with the spatial composition, so we're met with, say, the energy of that neon light, we're met with multiple layers of kind of foliage or shrubs there, we're met with the reflection of the light on the glossy floor, even the light of the pool and the pillars as well. There's just so many elements in that first introduction. So that is a little bit of an energetic kind of composition, but we don't see any people here, so that is a little bit unsettling. And so there's no doubt that light drives the main element of the work at hand. So that is most evident in this kind of neon lights that we see there. We see multiple layers there as well, even maybe an exit sign in the kind of far region of the spatial composition. All in all, this gives us this main set of kind of a purple and blue color palette, and then that's set along the kind of grayish white here as well. So we get kind of the green, the blue, the purple, and a kind of a white gray here as well. And really what catches the eye is going to be those neon colors. So we have that neon purple or that magenta, kind of a pinkish purple type of thing, and then we also have that kind of turquoise blue as well. So those are the two main colors that are certainly going to catch your eye. And of course, neon lights are always very energetic. They're just fluorescent to an immense degree, so they always catch the eye for sure. And so what we're also looking at is kind of a retro theme as well. These older kind of checkered pattern floors that is more of an 80s, 90s, maybe even early 2000 aesthetic. So there is kind of a retro aesthetic there. So that does give us a sense that we're stepping back into time, as if we're kind of looking at a bit of nostalgia as well if you're from that time period. And so, those checkered floors, we're actually going to compare that to this work here. I got a work from DC Motion, and these are both coming from our Retrowave gallery, which includes Vaporwave. And so what you'll see here on the left for DC Motion's piece, for example, so we see this pool, and then we see this kind of checkered floor as well as this neon light. So big similarities between these two works. Have those neon lights, you have the pool, and that checkered floor as well for the Vaporwave aesthetic. So check that out, that kind of checkered floor that we see on both as well. And so with this in mind, we're kind of in this mall or this plaza, and it feels very strange. We don't see any people, and it is quite strange because even our path is disrupted by this pool there. So there's this sense that things are kind of, out of alignment, kind of strange. We don't know why there aren't any people here. Normally we would expect, to be bustling. You go to a mall, you get a bunch of people going up and down the escalator, always moving through these kind of liminal spaces, whether it's this plaza or whether it's these stairs going up into a region that we don't quite see there. So all in all, it is a very strange visual experience, and it feels a little bit strange because of that retro feel as well. And so, like I said, we see this pool here. It is really strange because it feels very out of place. You would expect this to just be a solid floor where you could walk through and go up the escalator, but no, we're forced to kind of awkwardly go around it if we want to go up the escalator. So with that in mind, it feels very strange, feels very surreal, and even kind of the Dreamcore aesthetic as well. And so with this kind of strange or unsettling feeling, many people note dreams. So if you go in a dream, you're likely going to be going through liminal spaces such as hallways, roads, just so many different options there. And what people normally see in their dreams are these really strange kind of object placements, right? Our brain does these really weird things where it'll place it here or there and kind of disrupt your path, but we don't really question it because the dream, of course, it's very surreal, and we don't have our kind of... And so with this in mind, the placement of this feels very strange, almost like a dream, because in dreams you go through liminal spaces and you even get disrupted by very strange placement at times. So I certainly see that for sure. And so with this in mind, we're also seeing kind of a surreal aesthetic here. Of course, it's not literally surreal. It could be a real place, but this placement of the pool and of course the absence of people as well does feel quite surreal in nature. So all in all, like I said, that contributes to a very unsettling visual experience. That's always important to note whenever taking a look at this work. So I also want to talk about the kind of liminal or the dreamcore aesthetic, or the intersection of those two. So what we're looking at here is really kind of a liminal space, right? We have the plaza, and then we have steps. Both of those are spaces of transitions or spaces, liminal spaces. So very important to note. Then we also see kind of the Dreamcore aesthetic as well. So we see an unsettling placement, maybe an unsettling haze over the spatial composition as well. It's normally what people associate with the Dreamcore aesthetic, so I wanted to point that out as well. And so all in all, we're also looking at a Vaporwave piece. So Vaporwave art, if you want to identify that, you want to look for neon colors. You want to look for kind of unsettling scenes sometimes, maybe even a kind of turquoise neon pool. So intensity of light, neon colors, sometimes a checkered floor as well. And then some type of Greek influence. Sometimes you see statues, sometimes you see pillars. But all in all, those are kind of three really big things you can look out for the Vaporwave aesthetic. One final thing you can look out for, those kind of sterile tiles that you see here, normally on pools. We certainly see that within the work at hand, and even within the DC motion picture that we compared it to, you can certainly see the influence there. So really nice Vaporwave work, gives that kind of retro feeling, but it also a little unsettling as well. We don't see people. We have this strange placement of the pool there, but all in all, it certainly catches the eye. And this is a digital rendering medium of expression, so it kind of offers a highly realistic medium to express yourself within. So even to the point where it could deceive someone into believing these are real places. If you're not someone who knows what the digital rendering are and you see this for the first time, you're likely going to second guess, is this a place? Is this not a place? Have I been here before? Will I be able to go here? You know, there's so many questions that surely arise from that, but digital rendering is an incredibly realistic medium for a wide range of artistic expression. So hope you guys enjoyed today's piece. If you guys did, go check out the original artist. It's going to be Etherealm, doing some really great stuff. He likes that kind of Vaporwave aesthetic, certainly does a lot of different styles. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. My name is Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see y'all on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.